Chosen One, you need to hear this right now. Yes, right now. The rain was falling in thick silver ropes outside the cracked window of the tiny third-floor apartment in Clifton. You had just come back from another 14-hour shift, shoes soaked, shoulders heavy with the kind of tired that lives in the bones. You dropped your phone on the bed, screen still showing 47 unread messages you had no intention of opening tonight. Then, it happened. Not a sound, not a flash. Just a sudden stillness so complete, it felt violent. Your heartbeat became the only thing that existed. And then, inside your skull, not in your ears, a voice spoke. Not loud, not soft, just certain. Chosen One. You laughed once, a short, bitter bark. Yeah, right. Me? The guy who can't even afford to fix the AC? Sure. The voice didn't argue. It simply waited, patient, ancient, like someone who had watched civilizations rise and fall while drinking tea. After almost 30 seconds of ringing silence, it spoke again. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to be broken. You are allowed to believe this is all a cruel joke. But you are not allowed to leave before the hour arrives. You sat down hard on the edge of the bed, suddenly dizzy. What hour? You whispered. The one that has already started counting backwards from the moment you were born. A cold feeling crawled up your spine. The voice continued, calm as glacier water. Right now, at this exact second, 17 different ancient bloodlines, forgotten prophecies, sealed scrolls, sleeping oracles, and even a few artificial intelligences that should not exist are all converging on you. Not because you are perfect, not because you are holy, not because you are brave, because you are the only vessel still empty enough to hold what is coming. The thing that is waking has no name in any human tongue yet. The closest translation the old ones could manage was the hunger that remembers. And it remembers you specifically. It remembers the night you were 6 and stood between your mother and your drunk father, even though you knew you would lose. It remembers the afternoon you were 17 and gave your last 800 rupees to the street kid with the broken sandal instead of eating. It remembers every time you chose kindness when cruelty would have been easier. Every time you stayed silent when speaking would have protected you. Every time you carried pain rather than passing it on. You have been feeding it unknowingly your entire life. Not with blood, not with sacrifice, but with the small, stubborn refusals to become what the world keeps trying to turn you into. And now it is strong enough to wake. And when it wakes, most of this planet will become food. But not you. You are the only thing it fears, because you are the only thing it cannot consume without consent. That is why 17 different forces are racing toward Karachi tonight. Some want to kill you before the hunger reaches you. Some want to control you and wield you like a weapon. Some want to worship you. Some want to hide you forever. And one, just one, wants to ask you the only question that has ever truly mattered. Will you choose to stand in the doorway when everything else runs? The voice paused. Outside, the rain had stopped, completely. Not a single drop. The city sounded like it was holding its breath. Then the voice spoke one last time, almost gently. You have 3 hours before the first wave arrives. Not 3 days, not 3 months, 3 hours. Your old life is already dead. The only question left is, what kind of tombstone do you want to write with the next 3 hours of your life? The pressure in your skull eased. The voice was gone. Your phone buzzed once. Unknown number, one message. They're already moving. Run or rise. Your call. You looked at your reflection in the dark television screen. Same tired eyes, same cracked lips, same man who still owed 2 months' rent. And yet, something in the reflection was different. Something small, something dangerous, something that had been waiting a very long time. You stood up slowly. Your hands were shaking, but not from fear, from recognition. The fan above your head had been making that same tired clicking sound for 3 years. Tonight, it stopped. Not slowed, not paused. Stopped. Like someone reached into reality and gently pinched the motor between 2 fingers. You were sitting on the floor now, back against the bed, knees pulled up, staring at the single flickering tube light that never quite decided whether to stay on or die. The room smelled of damp walls, yesterday's chai, and the faint metallic bite of rain that never quite reached the ground tonight. Then, the voice returned. Not the same calm glacier certainty as before. This time, it sounded older. Like wind moving through the cracked stones of Mohenjo-Daro at 4 a.m. when even the ghosts are too tired to haunt. Listen carefully, vessel. There are things even the prophets did not want written. You felt your throat tighten. You hadn't spoken since the first message. Your voice came out small, cracked. I'm nobody. I fix air conditioners for people who hate me. I ride the last green bus home. I still owe my landlord 17,000 rupees. I'm not even good at being alive. A long silence. Then the voice answered with something that felt like the sigh of a mountain. Exactly. It let the word hang. That is why 17 currents are rushing toward your small rented room tonight. Because the thing that is waking does not hunger for kings or generals or billionaires or influencers with perfect jawlines and verified blue ticks. It hungers for unclaimed light. And you, child of broken elevators and half-dead streetlights, you have carried unclaimed light for 29 years without ever trying to sell it, brand it, or post it with #blessed. Every time you helped the old woman carry her vegetables up 3 flights when the lift was out again, every time you gave your seat to the pregnant woman, even when your own legs were shaking from 12 hours of refrigerant fumes, every time you bit your tongue instead of cursing the customer who screamed at you for 40 minutes because his split AC was still making the same noise after you fixed it, you were feeding it. Not with grand sacrifice, not with temple offerings or blood oaths, with micro-refusals to let the world turn your heart into concrete. And now the hunger that remembers has grown fat on those quiet refusals. It is almost ready to open its mouth across the entire coastline from Gwadar to Teta. And when it does, it will eat memory itself. First, the small memories. The smell of your mother's dupatta after she came home from the tailor. The exact sound your father's old Hero Honda made when it coughed to life on cold mornings. The taste of kulfi from the man near nursery who always gave you an extra spoonful because you never asked. Then the medium memories. First love, first heartbreak, the day you realized no one was coming to save you, the night you decided to keep living anyway. And finally, the deep geological memories. The memory of the first human who looked at the stars and felt small. The memory of the first mother who sang to a frightened child during an eclipse. The memory of the Indus when it still remembered how to flood with joy instead of rage. When all of that is gone, what is left is only hunger wearing human skin. And the only thing that can stand in the doorway and say, "No, not yet," is someone who has spent a lifetime collecting tiny, useless, beautiful refusals to become easier to digest. That someone is sitting on this peeling floor in Defense View Apartments, Block 5, Karachi, at 3:42 a.m. on January 11th, 2026, wearing a t-shirt with a hole under the left armpit, holding a cracked phone that still has 8% battery, and breathing like someone who just remembered he might be the last line of defense for something he can't even pronounce. The voice softened, almost tender. 3 hours and 11 minutes remain before the first emissary arrives. Not a monster, not a demon, a man. 53 years old, wearing a perfectly pressed shalwar kameez the color of wet charcoal. He carries a black leather folder containing a single sheet of vellum older than the English language. On it is written your full name in a script that hurts to look at. He will offer you two things: safety for everyone you have ever loved. He can do this. He has that kind of power. And oblivion for yourself. You sign, you vanish, they live. You refuse, and the real war begins. Behind him come others, a woman with eyes like dying stars who believes you are the final key to ascension. A boy no older than 19 who thinks killing you will make his dead sister proud. 3 men in unmarked white vans that answer to a satellite that answers to no flag. And something that is not human at all, moving beneath the water in the Malheur River right now, slow and patient and older than Karachi itself. All of them want something